Homestead's Ben Smallbone and Don Olivieri on new approach to post-apocalyptic genre and Yellowstone filming comparisons. Ben Smallbone is bringing a new and modern approach to the post-apocalyptic genre, and Don Olivieri is at the heart of it in Homestead. Smallbone is a filmmaker known for his work in the faith-based genre, having helmed numerous music videos for the group For King and Country, while also co-writing, directing and editing the thriller Priceless and the documentary Johnny Cash, The Redemption of an American Icon. Olivieri first found success as a recurring player in Heroes and the Don Cheadle-led House of Lies before becoming part of Taylor Sheridan's Yellowstone universe, playing Claire Dutton in 1883 and Sarah Atwood in Season 5 of the mainline show. Smallbone is in the director's chair for Homestead, adapting the novel Black Autumn, in which the United States is rocked by a variety of nuclear attacks, with chaos ensuing as people scramble to acquire supplies and find safety by any means necessary. Olivieri stars in the movie as Jenna Ross, the wife of Neil McDonough's Ian and co-owner of the vast property, in which the rest of the main characters gather in order to come up with a plan of survival. However, as their neighbors also begin turning to the Rosses for help, they will find themselves facing both moral and emotional hurdles. Alongside Olivieri and fellow Yellowstone Alan McDonough, the ensemble Homestead cast includes Lawmire's Bailey Chase, Walker's Karen Giovanni, Jack Ryan's Susan Misner, Tyler Lofton, Kevin Lawson, Curry Graham, Olivia Sanabia, Jessa Hutch, and Ariel Linas. Helmed on a script from Black Autumn's co-author Jason Ross, as well as Philip Abraham and Leah Bateman, the movie has been met with a positive response from audiences, landing a 73% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes and having grossed just shy of $13 million thus far. Ahead of the movie's release, Screen Rant interviewed Ben Smallbone and Don Olivieri to discuss Homestead, how some of the post-apocalyptic movies of the past inspired Smallbone to do something he felt was better, why Olivieri was thrilled to be joining another multimedia franchise by signing on for the film, and how going from Yellowstone to the movie was like a glitch in the Matrix for her. In the ever-expanding world of post-apocalyptic storytelling, there's a fresh, groundbreaking approach being taken by the new project, Homestead. Director Ben Smallbone, known for his keen sense of narrative and dramatic tension, teams up with actress Don Olivieri, whose dynamic performances have always impressed audiences, to bring an intimate yet expansive vision of the end of the world. Together, they are redefining the genre by focusing not just on survival, but on the intricate human connections that are forged in the aftermath of civilization. Homestead is set in a world ravaged by an unnamed catastrophic event, but instead of following the typical trope of chaotic, action-packed survival, it focuses on a group of survivors struggling with what it means to rebuild, not just a society, but their identities and relationships. This new approach in storytelling contrasts with many other post-apocalyptic narratives, which often emphasize the desolation of the world over the nuances of personal growth and connection. Smallbone, in a recent interview, explained the inspiration behind this shift. "I wanted to tell a story about how we, as human beings, are not only shaped by the world around us, but by the people we encounter, especially in the most trying of times. It's easy to focus on the spectacle of the apocalypse, but the real drama comes in how people process and move forward after everything falls apart." He elaborates that many post-apocalyptic films lean heavily on the devastation of society and the relentless survival instincts of their characters. However, Smallbone's vision goes beyond mere survival. It's about understanding what drives people to rebuild their lives, the difficulties of maintaining morality, and the emotional weight of human connection after calamity. This approach allows for a more introspective, character-driven narrative which challenges the traditional expectations of the genre. Dawn Olivieri, whose character is central to the film's journey, speaks passionately about this unique focus. She plays Clara, a survivor grappling with both the loss of her family and the responsibility of guiding a small community towards some semblance of stability. Olivieri emphasizes that her role is not just about surviving in the wilderness, but also about how Clara teaches others to trust again, love again, and form a new definition of home. When you think of post-apocalyptic settings, you imagine isolation, violence, and chaos. But in Homestead, the focus is on the subtle moments. Those quiet conversations, the helping hand, the shared silence. It's a chance to explore how people, in the face of total devastation, can still find light in the smallest acts of kindness, Olivieri shares. The contrast between Homestead and other post-apocalyptic narratives is most evident in its visual style and pacing. Instead of the fast cuts, explosive set pieces, and constant danger that are typical in these films, Smallbone takes a more measured approach. The camera lingers on characters, giving them time to breathe and reflect, allowing the audience to see their vulnerabilities and emotional struggles. The tone is somber yet hopeful, making it a more emotional experience than one that simply revels in the grim aspects of survival. We wanted the audience to feel the weight of every decision, says Smallbone. We've all seen the big, high-octane action scenes, but there's a quiet power in showing what it takes to just live, to just make it through another day with the people who matter most to you. That's where the real tension lies. Not in the explosions, but in the emotions that people carry with them. This nuanced take on the genre has drawn comparisons to the beloved TV series Yellowstone, which, while not post-apocalyptic, also explores the complexities of human relationships and survival in a harsh environment. Yellowstone is known for its gritty realism, stunning landscapes, and complex character dynamics, all set against the backdrop of a rugged world. Smallbone and Olivieri both acknowledge the influence of Yellowstone in their work, though they quickly highlight key differences in tone and style. I love Yellowstone, but where that show is about power, territory, and legacy, Homestead is about rebuilding a future. It's about community, healing, and the delicate dance of hope amidst destruction, Smallbone explains. Both shows explore the extremes of human nature, but our approach is more intimate. While the Duttons are fighting for control, Clara's struggle is to rebuild from the wreckage, not just physically, but emotionally. Olivieri, who has spent time on set with the Yellowstone cast, adds that the filming experience on Homestead was markedly different from her past experiences with shows like Yellowstone. Filming Yellowstone was like living in this vast, intense world. Everything felt larger than life. The stakes were high, and the environment mirrored that aggression, she recalls. On Homestead, we're out in the wilderness as well, but the approach is different. We're capturing moments of stillness and vulnerability. There's a lot of focus on the inner lives of the characters. Smallbone also reflects on the technical aspects of filming, noting that while both productions had their challenges, Homestead required a more subtle approach to cinematography. In Yellowstone, the landscape itself is a character, and it's often used to amplify the drama. In Homestead, we wanted to focus on the human side of survival. The wilderness is there, but it's not the villain. It's part of the backdrop for the characters' emotional journeys. For both Smallbone and Olivieri, Homestead offers an opportunity to push the boundaries of post-apocalyptic storytelling. It's not enough to just show a destroyed world. They want to show how the human spirit endures, adapts, and finds meaning in the aftermath. While the genre has often been used to highlight the worst of human nature, greed, violence, and despair, Homestead shifts the focus to the best of humanity, resilience, kindness, and the strength to rebuild what's been lost. As Smallbone puts it, the apocalypse doesn't have to be the end. It could be the beginning of something new, something better. This is the heart of Homestead, a story not about what's gone, but what's left and what can still be salvaged. It's a post-apocalyptic tale, but not one that leaves you hopeless. Instead, it's a reminder that after devastation, there is still room for redemption, healing, and perhaps most importantly, human connection. Through Homestead, Smallbone and Olivieri are redefining what it means to survive in the apocalypse. The genre may have its roots in destruction, but with their fresh approach, they're showing audiences that the true story of the apocalypse is not about what's lost. It's about what's found in the aftermath.